Hi, Dr. Scott Jensen here. I worry about our young people. I've spent a lot of time studying psychology. Undergraduate, I did a lot of psychology courses. I've taught junior high kids in Sunday school, and I've been a teacher through the University of Minnesota and a faculty instructor and an associate professor for years. So I know a little bit about education, and I know one thing, that as we move through life, we need to have a foundation. And that foundation is what we build on. Prior to the age of 12, the way we think is sort of concrete sequential. We need clarity. After the age of 12 or 13, we can start to deal better with abstract. Don't you worry about the blurring that's going on for the kids today? There's so many words that you can't use anymore. Or if you could use this word a few years ago or a few months ago, you can't now. I don't want to go deep into the discussion of pronouns, but when pronouns are moving across the board and might move in a given finite time frame, whether it be a week or a month, isn't that confusing? In science, when we see legislators debating and seeming to have difficulty understanding what biologic boys are and biologic girls are and which of those two menstruate and which don't, when we see laws being passed that allow kids that haven't really gotten to an ability to see the whole big picture. They might be 14, 15, very frustrated, but we're saying that they can potentially, on their own, without parental involvement, engage in massive surgeries that are life-changing and irreversible. They could have body parts removed because they're not fond of those body parts at that point in time. Don't you worry about what we're doing to our kids? I sure do. Take a look at this.
Not all students who menstruate are female. We need to make sure that all students have access to these products. There are obviously less non-female menstruating students, and therefore their usage will be much lower. And that was actually calculated into the cost of this and how much we decided to fund it. And so we do not expect that the non-female menstruating students will use these products as much as the students using female bathrooms, but it's important to have them there. And that brings me to just the social emotional reasons for that. These students who are not female, who menstruate, face a greater stigma and barrier to asking for these products, and so providing them in an easily accessible place in all student bathrooms is particularly important for those students.
And as you leave this message, think about this. When you do this to kids, there's no mulligan. You don't get a do-over. You don't get to take that kid and go back in time and say, whoops, we did a lousy job of making this clear for you. We muddied the waters. You don't get to do that. Take a look at this.
And so anyways, that's my answer.
So your answer is yes. They would
Senator
be
Weisenberg.
available in men's bathrooms.
Yeah, local control, they could decide.
Okay, so my next question is, when do boys typically start to menstruate?
Senator Swedzinski, and I'm going to remind you to go through the chair. Senator Swedzinski.
So transgender students, or what exactly are you asking?
Boys.
Senator Weisenberg.
Boys.
Senator
So
Swedzinski.
are the boys transitioning, some maybe perhaps, in some communities, some school districts?
Senator Weisenberg.
We can maybe have this discussion on the floor in the Senate, but I'm trying to make a point, is all.
Yeah,
So,
I understand.
Senator Swedzinski.
Yeah, well, my point is what I said about what would be so horrible for a young girl to say to her boyfriend, pick me up some product in the boys' bathroom.
Aren't you worried about what we're doing to our kids?